Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining Conversation 473 program, broadcasting from St. George's, Grenada, born out of the COVID-19 crisis and continuing, even though things are easing up a little bit both here in Grenada and around the world. Our topic tonight, we're talking about asylum seekers. The situation is developing in Grenada where more and more people seem to be choosing Grenada at the most southern end, almost the most southern end of the Caribbean, bypassing many countries and coming to Grenada to seek asylum. Now, that's going to be our topic on the program tonight. There's a gentleman currently being held at the Richmond Hill prison who has been there for 11 months. Now, he claims that he is running from his country and that he ended up here after going through at least 4 different countries. He ended up in Grenada and did not, the process for asylum seekers was not followed with him. The UN was not contacted or anything like that. Instead, he was charged with immigration violations, having entered the country illegally by boat, I believe it was, he entered the country by. And so immigration officials being alerted by the Red Cross where he sought sanctuary would have actually called the police, and then he ended up in prison. Of course, there's also the case of Lionel Tigo, who was much luckier and was able to walk free into after several weeks of being held at the Central Police Station. He too went through multiple countries, but eventually sought asylum in Grenada. So that's what we're going to be talking about on the program, some developing information regarding the gentleman who is still at the Richmond Hill prison. There's been some movement in his situation, and there's some pushback from the government of Grenada, I believe we have been informed. So we're going to talk to Rolanda McQueen about this. You know, as you know, Rolanda is one of our hosts on the program, but she is also involved in the situation with those gentlemen who are seeking asylum. So tonight we are going to be picking her brain on what is the latest with all of that, what's going on with that particular situation, and see what she can tell us. Guys, it's been a while since I've been on. I hope everybody is doing well.
Miss McQueen, you're about to say something?
Hi, Kalistra. How are you? How are the boys?
Oh, the boys are energetic as ever.
I guess as much you can't wait for them to start back school.
Oh no! I mean, we talked about this on the program the last time. Them starting back school is not a burning desire for me. As long as we're able to find a means to feed ourselves and to keep things going, they can stay with me forever and not go into the ugliness that is out there.
Kalista, some people on the live is saying you're a little bit low, so put the mic a little closer and speak up a bit.
Okay.
So let's do a test.
I think I need new equipment. Hint to our sponsors and followers. I probably need new equipment. Is it better now, Kitaka?
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly. I guess because I have headphones on. Let me just ask them on the chat. Guys on the chat, can you tell us if Kalistra's audio has improved? Speak now, Kalistra.
Welcome to the program, guys. I'm glad you're joining us on Conversation 473. As I said earlier, we're talking about the people who come to Grenada seeking sanctuary, seeking asylum, and what has
it's better now. It's better now. So keep that level up. One person say yes, one person say still low, but just project your voice a bit and we'll be good.
One person said yes,
still
one
low?
person said no. There are a bunch of Grenadians on that chat, right?
Yeah. Now some people say it's still low.
I don't know. I'll just try to be a bit louder, and I will ask my trusted assistants to turn off the fan for me. Actually,
yes.
Turn up the fan. Turn the fan off for me. Thank you. Right. So, Kitaka, I understand your dog died.
Well, you're bringing out me news out in the open. I was mourning for the couple of days and weekend. It was a hard period to lose my first pet. So may heaven rest in peace. She was a very important part of the family, you know. So I'm adjusting to life without my baby, without our baby, and And it's been a tough time. I actually had to play the role of the Undertaker. That was my first time dealing with death in that kind of way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so sorry about that. I know how important your pet can be in your family, and you, Miss McQueen, also has dogs. We have a few here at our home as well. In fact, while you were losing your baby, I must apologize and say sorry to you in advance for breaking my own news that our female dog here just gave birth to seven.
So can I have one?
I was just about to say you can have all seven.
No, no, I want a seven. No, I good. But also, I got this sad news from my sister today that I lost an uncle. So Uncle Keith from Mama Karen, he passed away today. So rest in peace to him and condolences to all the family. And so Mama Karen's a little bit sad today. So love to everybody in Mama Karen who going through a tough time now with that loss.
Okay, and yeah, my sympathies to you as well, Kitaka. Keep the faith, both for the puppy and your uncle, both in a better place. Yes.
Yeah.
And definitely you can have a dog from me. You can have a male or a female if you would like. Yes.
Oh yeah, I want no pattern, you know. I want that hybrid, you know.
You want a breed? Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to check Miss McQueen for a breed.
Yeah.
I don't allow my dogs to be tied up. I have to come and make sure it's going. I'm doing like the RSPCA in England. I have to come and make sure your house is well fenced. Someone said to me, "Oh, can I have one? I'll put it in a cage." And I say, "How would you like if your wife put you in a cage?" Anyway, I would like to read. Maybe
Well,
if we can go.
before you get, do we have an ad to run? Do we have a sponsor on the program still?
It is time for Grenada to define for herself what independence means.
What has happened here this morning has made me feel confident to face the future with fortitude, strength, and with hopefulness.
People begin to understand that our lives don't have to be so hard. Things can change, you know.
We are all currently facing the same crisis and very similar challenges, and no one can afford to be myopic or bigoted in this fight. We have no choice but to work together.
We have heard the call, and we are determined to come out of this pandemic greater than we entered.
So, welcome back to the program, viewers. And the topic tonight, of course, asylum seekers. And we're going to talk about the latest update with at least one gentleman. I believe his name is Abdul Aziz, who's been at the prison for 11 months. And certainly, whatever the situation may be regarding his request for asylum, one thing is for sure, that his right to a speedy trial had been violated. I mean, you can't just lock somebody up for 11 months with absolutely no court appearance. So that in itself is a difficult situation, and that one wonders how did that happen, because certainly he was locked up for several months even before the COVID-19 lockdown. So certainly that can't be used as an excuse as to why he was not taken to court on the immigration violation charges, which were imposed on him after he sought sanctuary at the Red Cross. So I understand, Ms. McQueen, that the United Nations has finally become aware of Mr. Aziz. Abdul Aziz is his name, yes?
And obviously, for his, I think we just say the refugee. One of the things.
Can you turn off? There's something being played in your house.
Oh,
Miss McQueen, Miss
yes.
McQueen, also, can you take your headphones off so I can test something out?
Yeah.
Okay. Since we are a wonderful conversation 473 family, it doesn't matter if I'm drinking my coffee to stay alert on the program, or Miss McQueen has gone to quiet, whoever is in the house.
Yeah.
Guys, all
Sorry, can you hear me better now?
I can hear Miss McQueen, but also Miss McQueen, can you pull your headphones off? Let me hear the insect song will drop. Pull your headphones off. Wow, boy. Those insects in your house are so loud, though. But it's better now. It's better without the headphone.
Okay. Is it better without the headphone for you? Here's your phone. Yeah, is it better without the
Not
headphone?
really, but not really. But go ahead and read the statement. You said that there's a statement from Mr.
Yes.
Aziz's attorney. Can we hear it?
Yes. There has been a lot of us working in the back, and she's. If I can read it, I would like to make known to my fellow citizens of Grenada, Carrickfergus and P.T. Matnick, that after corresponding with the government for approximately 10 weeks to seek the release of an individual who landed in Grenada to seek asylum. Of course, as Grenada has not entered the appropriate laws, I was required to seek the intervention of the United Nations. As I related to the citizens of the Three Islands state just last week that our government has held our black brother captive at Her Majesty Prison for little over 10 months. We have now received good word. I was officially informed a few days ago that after conducting a thorough investigation, the United Nations has issued an official request that the government of Grenada release my client. My client, the asylum seeker who has been stably in prison at Richmond Hill since August 2019, was never convicted of any crime. In fact, he was only placed on an 11-day remand, which I must add has, without any communication or conviction, turned into almost 1 year of imprisonment. As one who believes in humanity, I use this opportunity to thank the good citizens of our state for their tremendous effort and support. I thank you all on behalf of myself and my client. So hopefully this gentleman will be released. I get very emotional every time I speak, because everywhere, I was told.
Can
Sorry.
I interrupt you to get some facts on this case? On what grounds is this gentleman seeking asylum in Grenada, and why is it Grenada? Because he, as far as I understand it, he went to Senegal, he went to somewhere in Europe, I think, as well. He went to Martinique. So he went to at least 3 or 4 different countries before landing in Grenada. The procedure is that the first country where you touch land is where you make the request. But he didn't do that. He came all the way to the Southern Caribbean to make this request. Do we know why he came all the way to Grenada and why he's running from his country? He's from Ghana, yes? Why he's running from Ghana and how he did.
Well, the lawyer will come and speak. I'm happy to speak about it. But Kalisha, I was told there is over 100,000 Grenadians in America. Only 25,000 of them have their papers. So I know lots of people that sail from South Africa and they pass every country and they come and settle in Grenada. I never heard any Grenadians that see the boats and them out there. These boats and them come from far and wide, and nobody questioned why they are in Grenada. Why are we questioning?
Well, it's not about why we are questioning. The bottom line is that when you're seeking asylum, there are procedures and laws and protocols and conventions. And the conventions state that the first country where you land, this is where you request asylum. I was wondering why he had not done it anywhere else, but came all the way to Grenada, going through all of these countries. He didn't just sail from Ghana to Grenada, which is different. He sailed from Ghana. He went from Ghana to Senegal to somewhere else.
I don't think you realize what it's like. In Grenada, we are very happy. I don't think sometimes all you realize what it's like to have this color. Right? In most countries where you go through, right? I've been to Hong Kong, and I went into a shop to ask for something, and the man started saying to me, "Go away, you thief, 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 go away," right? I don't think sometimes I didn't realize what this color we are born with, how people treats us, right? People treat, if you look.
But I know, but he was leaving Ghana.
Well,
Ghana is his native country, okay? So, and still, I mean, why did he have to run from his country? What sort of persecution was
does it matter? Nobody wants to leave. When people seeking asylum, nobody wants to leave their family and go to some. I have a girl that lived from Sri Lanka. She left. She went to Dubai. She went to England. They didn't land first. Sometime again, these people and them coming. Let me tell you, they may have a landing visa. The landing visa does not allow them to go through immigration. All what they could do is to stay in the airport and get the next plane to come on. So although they may go through that country, that does not mean they go through immigration. Sometimes when you're traveling, I have been there, I've seen it, I know how I have been treated. I was coming from Paris once and I was held up because this man thought my British passport was fake. You know, this is how we are treated all over, and we could see there are lots of people now saying that is the reason why we have a demonstration. They did not realize, even Prince Charles came to make a statement to say what the Windrush generation has done for Britain and done for the world. As Black people, we have built everywhere. And as far as I'm concerned, we had somebody in Africa asking the African government to open the door and let the children come back home, because as Black people, we've been traveling, they say for 400 years, we've been going from there to there. Can I tell you something? I will accept any amount of Africans and I wouldn't even ask any questions, because we accept everybody else and nobody does ask any questions. Somebody was saying to me, they know of an Indian gentleman that come in and they didn't renew his work permit. And nothing happens about it. This gentleman belongs to a CARICOM country, Commonwealth country. He don't need a visa to get here in Grenada. He could have come in and he could have stayed illegally, like all those yachties and all them other people that we have that just come and stay and get married to politicians, get married, they come on holiday. So I don't see why it's a big thing if one of our brothers, listen, I did my genetics and 30% of me is Ghanaian. I have a lot more with the Ghanaian than I have than most of the Indians and Syrians and people that come.
And all of your feelings on race relations and racism and Black pride and all of that to the legal issues surrounding Mr. Abdul Aziz's presence in Grenada. As I said at the beginning of the program, to have somebody incarcerated for 11 months without trial is definitely a violation of their right to a speedy trial. However, there are questions that I have.
The United Nations does not give people a refugee status without investigating it thoroughly. It's not something you just get up and the United Nations will turn around and say, yes, you got your investigation. They investigated it, they realized that he should be granted it, and they granted it to him. Again, you don't have to stay in Grenada. You don't have to stay in Grenada.
So he's been granted refugee status by the United Nations. And so they are going to send him on to another country, or what's happening?
Well, yes. I mean, you don't have. Most people believe that when somebody is granted refugee status, that is they stay in Grenada. You don't have to stay here. They may move him on to another country. Grenada is not and don't have to have them if they don't want to. There are other countries that will take them on. But you know something? If all the Grenadians that are abroad are deported back to Grenada, we won't be able to cope with it. You know, I get quite upset, and when I hear people, because we're doing the work of our enemies. You know,
but Ms. McQueen, we have a sovereign nation with border control and rules and regulations. And while sometimes it does not appear as if we are so law-abiding and we follow the rules. I just believe all the rules need to be followed. And so Grenada
Are going to America, them Grenadians that just go America, England and places, and they don't come back. Let us start with them first.
But they don't go to these countries and seek asylum. They go to those countries, and some of them
this guy
stay,
didn't have to come. He didn't have to seek asylum.
And some of them stay illegally. Some of them get caught by immigration and are sent back. Some of them are able to fly midway between the radar and stay for many, many years and get away with it, eventually get their status normalized, and so on. That is different from somebody who specifically comes and says, I am being persecuted in my country and I would like to stay here. Now, there's a procedure. There's a procedure for doing that.
He followed the procedure.
There's a procedure for making the request. Okay, there's a procedure for granting the request. One of the things that I am trying to understand is why it is that when he sought sanctuary at the Red Cross, that they called the police and the police. Because
he's black. Kalisha, they call the police because he's African. Because he's African, because he's black. That is the reason why they did it, because he's black. Because, can I tell you something? We have a lot of Syrians here that's seek refugees at status. Indians, people from everywhere. There was 5 people that came to seek asylum. I'm sure the other 3 was not black. Right? And that is the reason why. If they were white, they would not have kept him in prison for 10 months. If they were white, they would not have kept him in a police station without a cover, without a mattress. Because you know why they does that? Because we do not care about our own. They would never do it to another person of another race. They did it because he was black. That was the only reason why. He did everything he's supposed to do. He went to the Red Cross, and the Red Cross and them in Grenada, they're taking money, they're doing things, they're supposed to be represented. The other young man I have, not one person from the Red Cross or the United Nations has called me and find out, is the young man okay? I told them how stressed this young man are. Not one, nobody has come. But you know something? I have lived abroad. I have a black son. I have a black grandson, and I know what they go through, right? And everybody, the whole world is seeing what we as a people are going through. And I think it is embarrassing to be having a conversation like that. I think it is really, really embarrassing for us who are Africans, who are brought here, who've been persecuted for hundreds of years, to have one of our own coming into this country when we have now, Kalistra, that we have the Indians people and them that own restaurants and own shops here has not paid any of Grenadians' NIS. I have Grenadians that are coming to me saying when they go to claim the NIS, the foreign workers and them has not paid the NIS. This is a crime, right? This is people pension, right? People pay NIS so down the road they could get pension. Are we seeing the police going and arresting them? Are we seeing anybody fighting for the Grenadian people and them, right? Nobody. There are people now they are saying NIS saying come with a wage slip. Right, people are taking too much advantage of here, and especially we as black people.
Well, the advantage that's being taken on the Grenadian people is being enabled and encouraged by the Grenadian people. They are not powerless. They just choose to be powerless, and they just choose to live as dispossessed citizens. It is, and unfortunately, it affects everybody who does not want to be dispossessed. The bottom line is, we keep saying, oh, Grenadians are suffering so much, and look what's happening to them, and look what's happening to them. Until they stop fighting against the people who look like them, the people who sound like them, the people who have the same means as them, then I really don't have much sympathy for the suffering and the advantage that's being taken on Grenadians, because they won't stand up for themselves against corporate. They won't stand up for themselves against the government. They won't stand up for themselves against the legal and judicial system. The only time they seem willing to stand up against themselves is against their own black brothers and sisters. So they are their own worst enemy. So all of this sympathy about how weak and downtrodden the Grenadian people are. they have the power to change their lot in life, and they just choose not to. They just choose they just choose a different priority. They choose to make something else important besides their well-being. So, you know, what is one supposed to do about that? You know, I mean, how often can we complain about how terrible things are?
Kalisha, people are tired. People are tired. People are tired.
You know what makes them so tired?
It's not everybody that is fight.
You know what? I am not tired. Okay, I have been attacked physically. I have been abused. I have been slandered. I mean, just name it. Okay, and I am not tired.
But not everybody that is strong as you.
Tomorrow morning, Tuesday, I'm getting ready to go and enter a courtroom to do battle with Winston Garraway because his criminal case comes up tomorrow, 23rd of June. I am not tired.
Because not everybody is strong as you. Not every.
Okay, but I have to fight. I have to fight the people who are desperately trying to hold on to their power, and then I have to fight the people who have given them the power.
Let me tell you something.
I am not tired. So they need to fight for the NIS, and they need to fight for the Grenleg bill, and they need to fight for the sexual abuse of their children. They need to fight for themselves, and they need to stand up for themselves and stop being such easily manipulated people.
Somebody turned around and said to me, Kalisha, which was quite sad, and I said, I usually get emotional about this thing. And they came back and they said, the boss called them for, for an interview, maybe going back to work. They work in a restaurant, a very posh Indian restaurant. And they said to me that their boss was not paying for the NIS. And I said to them, it's a crime. Because this is your pension, your NIS, people that are listening, your NIS is your pension. This is money that's supposed to be saved, that when you reach a retirement age, you can get something. And I said, what are you going to do about it? You know what the person said to me? What can I do? Who can you go and report anything like that to? It is a crime. Where I've been brought up in England, it is a crime. Let me tell you something. Listen, that is how we go on each other. When I came here, the first thing the Labour did, they went up in my factory because they thought I was African. I don't know who told them. They went up in my factory. They get union on me. But one of the things I make sure is my workers' NIS are paid every month. Even they go into the NIS office and the NIS are telling them that we did not pay NIS, and we have proof. I don't know what they are doing in that office, and they are saying we did not pay for them. And we have the receipt, we have the check, we pay our NIS every month for our workers, and they are saying that they don't. They send the workers home. The government, I think they shut the country down in April. So there were some workers we had to send home as well. So we tried to claim from April. They send all the papers back to us and they say, no, we have to claim from May. So they're not paying the people for the month of April, right? These things on them is not right. And you know something, I've got a business here and I said, the only thing maybe people wouldn't do, I cannot keep my mouth shut when I see people have been taken advantage of. People running around for $300. The amount of money they're spending on bus fare, going back and forth, phone call, by the time they get this money, they might as well. It seems like they're doing it so people could get fed up and say, you know something? I don't want it. Forget it. Don't bother. I have one guy that's working with me. The NIS know we pay for them. This person cannot read and write properly. They know they have proof, but they're asking this guy to bring his great-great-great-great-grandmother. They were happy to take the money. Now it's time to pay. It's the same thing somebody told me. They went to the bank. The bank was happy to take somebody money by his, everybody, we have our local name. They take the guy money, but when he went to take it out, he had all his pay slip with the same signature. They do not want to give it. Too much advantage is going on. And we just say it's the government that taking advantage of people. Not only the government, it seems everybody wants to take advantage of each other. It seems like we are just there trying to beat each other down.
Well, I am well aware that that is the reality of Grenada. Very much aware that this is the reality of Grenada. Trying to beat each other down, and of course the NIS situation is an unfolding story. A lot of roadblocks being put up for people, and at the end of the day, it's quite unlikely that that $10 million will get dispersed in its entirety based on a lot of the conditions that have been set, and so on, particularly with delinquent employers, and certainly pushing the time back that workers would get compensated, pushing it back closer to the opening of the country. And of course, that people who, once you start back working, we will no longer get this money from the NIS. It certainly is a difficult situation for people to face, especially now when people really need some money, but everybody's complaining that they can't do anything about it. And I see them doing things about a lot of other things that really does not benefit them, but helps to take advantage of their own people. And so that is why I'm sitting here and not crying woe or poor Grenadians anymore. I cannot cry poor Grenadians anymore, because if you set yourself up for a particular situation and you're going to it with both eyes wide open, then it is very difficult to say, oh, poor you. Seriously, the people, you listen to people speak, and you know that they are aware of the challenges they face. You know that they know who is responsible for creating the environment for the challenges that they face and the situation they find themselves in. But on the other side, they speak on the other side of their mouths, and it doesn't seem like they are willing to do anything about it. The people they respect most, the people they fear most, the people that they will do anything for, are the people who would have created that disadvantageous environment for them. And, I just think that people have become used to being taken advantage of, and would not accept anything else. And then, what can you do if people want to be abused and battered, and enable people to take advantage of? There's nothing you can do. But I mean, I have a few more questions on the asylum seeker situation, because we went down the road of race and being taken advantage of, and so on and so forth, which are totally different issues from the legality of people seeking asylum. Now, I see Earl Joseph Maitland, who is also an advocate for this gentleman at the prison, was saying that the UN has done their investigation, and with all their resources, they would have been able to do the investigation, and so felt that the man, he's a worthy candidate for asylum, which is why they were able to grant him refugee status. Now, we face a situation where the Grenada government has said they are not letting him out of prison. That in itself is a whole other situation, because he has been there for 11 months. He certainly is due another court appearance on the immigration violation charges. The fact is that he has active charges, and so he needs to make a court appearance before anything can happen on that. This country is still a country of laws. Sometimes it doesn't seem that way, it doesn't feel that way sometimes, but we are still a country of laws, and he was charged with immigration violation for entering the country illegally. Now, whether he entered the country legally or not, I don't know. I don't think that the immigration would charge him for entering the country illegally if he didn't, because what's the point of going to court with a case where the guy has his proper visas and proper air tickets and so on and so forth, and would have come in the right way? Then that would make no sense. So it means that he did not enter the country with proper documents that would make his entry legal. I believe he came in on a yacht. Based on the information I have, he came to Grenada on a yacht and sought asylum. So you can't just let somebody out of jail, somebody who is under a criminal charge. You can't just let them out of jail and say, okay, bye, see you around. The Lionel Thibault situation was different, because Lionel had no criminal charges. He was just being held at a police station without charge or trial. This gentleman was charged. He now needs to make a court appearance so a magistrate can decide one way or the other how they will.
The reason why, the reason why Lionel was not
penalize him for the violation, or
the reason why Lionel was not charged is because I got involved. Because when I heard
that is beside the point.
Because you remember they were taking him to.
What I'm talking about now is that the Grenada government. I am being told by you that the Grenada government is not letting him out of jail, and that this issue is different from Lionel's situation. Take out and put. Every way you look at it, it's a totally different situation. This was somebody who was being held at a police station and no action was being taken, whether it's on immigration violation.
You will do very well. You will do very well. You will do very well in British immigration, or working for the immigration officers in Heathrow or Gatwick Airport. I have had Grenadians that leave Grenada, come to England, business people. Right? There was one woman, she had a business, she had money in the bank, her husband had a good job. Most time when people, especially black people, when we go and we're facing white people, it seems like we lost all our confidence. That woman was held in detention, right, for 2 weeks, and then they sent her back, right, for no reason. I don't think we as a Grenadian people, especially what we know, our history and what we have been through, when somebody is running for their life, I don't think they go and make up papers. They have to get out. And whatever means they have to get out by, they have to go. Some people, as I said, they go in the night.
I understand.
But he did the right thing. He went to the Red Cross, Kalistra. He went to the Red Cross.
No, I understand all of this. He came on a yacht. However he got here, he went to the Red Cross to seek sanctuary. For some reason, they felt it necessary to call in the police.
Because he was black.
When they called in the police, they felt it necessary to bring criminal charges against him. Now, Grenada is not a signatory to the UN conventions on asylum. Okay, the only thing that we can do is to grant protection to people who have refugee status until they can go to a receiving country. This is what we can do. Obviously, we are a sovereign nation, and the government can decide to allow somebody to stay here if they want them to stay, allow somebody to stay here. But the bottom line is dealing within the legalities of the situation. Grenada is not under any obligation to recognize anybody who is seeking asylum and grant them stay in Grenada. We are not obligated to do that. This is not, all of the emotion aside, because emotion have nothing to do with determining whether somebody is going to get asylum or not. It has to do with whether or not their case is strong enough and whether the laws and the regulations and the Constitution supports that. Now, we can't say that it's a horrible thing to violate our Constitution in one way, and then it's okay to violate it another way because we feel emotional and strong about something. We cannot do that. We have to keep a standard. Otherwise, it interferes with the credibility of everything. And the bottom line is, I see Ken Lewis saying that the guy, the criminal charges against Abdul Aziz are null and void once he's granted refugee status. But because Grenada is a signatory to the conventions, Grenada is not a signatory to the conventions. Otherwise, the gentleman would have been able to apply here and be investigated here and a decision made one way or the other. No, we cannot send him back to Ghana. If the UN has granted him refugee status, Grenada now, it cannot send him back to Ghana. Okay, absolutely not. And so they must provide protection for this gentleman. This is one of the things that we are obligated to do under the international regulations. But to consider his case for asylum is not something we are obligated to do. And because he has those criminal charges pending, whether or not the criminal charges should be thrown out, the refugees being granted refugee status by the United States, by the United Nations, trumps our criminal jurisdiction here is a different story. And I don't think it does. And I believe that Grenada is not signed on to 51 and 67. Grenada is not signed on to 51 or 67. But there are. I'm responding to Ken Martin Lewis's comments. Grenada is not signed on to those conventions. Hence the difficulty that Lionel Thibault faced as well. And while I agree we need to treat our Black brothers and sisters better, we do need to treat them better. But it's a thing we have that when we see ourselves looking back at us, we just go totally racist on our own selves and become the most mean and horrible people to the people who look like us, right? Obviously, some effort should have been made. Yes, we do treat people who look like us with greater suspicion, and it has to do with our state of mind, okay, our self-esteem problems that we have in such abundance. That's what it has to do with, that we keep on trying to kick the people who look like us, whether in skin color or whether in social status or whatever. We try to kick them around like a tin can. And so I'm sure that I can go out on a limb here and say I'm sure that the Thibault situation and the Aziz situation have some of that influence in influencing how it unfolded. But the bottom line is that we still have to look at the regulations within which that exist within the situation they came into.
Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad? Kalisha, isn't it sad that the two people we are here speaking about is two brothers, is two sons, is two uncles.
No. To me,
it's sad.
It isn't. To me, it doesn't matter whether or not it's two brothers, two uncles, or whatever. What matters is whether or not the rules are being followed. We can't break the rules for one person and then expect it to be upheld for another person. We cannot do that. If you break the rules for one person, the entire system will come crashing down.
Well, I think we better start. We better start at home.
We already have a chronic problem with breaking rules, violating people's rights, and ignoring the constitution of the country in a lot of different ways. That I cannot say it is okay for one person to get around the system. As a journalist, I cannot say that it's okay.
Okay, that's fine, Kalisha. I have met. He belongs to the He belongs to the Commonwealth. He could have come in here. He could have met somebody, got married illegally. He didn't have to claim asylum, and then he would have gotten a passport. I have met Guyanese here. I have met Jamaicans here. I have met people from every part of the world. This person came in and he did what was right. He could have just come in and just blend in. He came in and he did everything he's supposed to have done. And he was crucified for doing something for doing things in the right way. And if we're going to crucify him for that, that's how we are. You know, we was the one that used to, when you run away, when the slave and them run away, it's not the slave masters and them that used to run after them and chop their feet off. We used to do it. We're quite good at destroying each other. You know, and as I said, when somebody is running for their life, whether they're black, white, or Indian, right, I would sympathize with this person because I have lived and I've seen when you're walking into a room as being a black person. I have lived in England where I went into a nightclub and people judged me. You know, judge my boyfriends because they are black, judge my son because they are black. I remember once coming in from Grenada on holiday and my son came to pick me up. He was only young. And this policeman picked him out of the crowd to question him. Obviously, I'm a strong mother. I was able to go up to them and say, no, leave him alone. You're not asking him any question. You know, but there is a lot of people that hasn't got the type of strength. I was looking at a program this evening what Earl was doing, where this young guy died. The mother is mute, you know, and because people haven't got people to stand up for them. If I didn't go and stand up and said no, what was being done with Thibault, if you didn't come and help write the story, that young man would have joined the other one up in prison, all because they are trying to get, but let me tell you something. When you live in a place like England, when you walk in somewhere, when you see black people, you feel safe because you do not know. You see, especially you see now what's happening in America. You know, black, you just have to be black and you could be murdered just for being black, right? And I believe we have, as a people, we have to what coming with this opened up. I grew up in a house that if we didn't have food, we give it to our neighbor. We supposed to be the Christian, a Christian country. If you go in most of our parents' house, we have the white Jesus hanging up. We have the Queen hanging up in the coat and bowing to all of these people that has brutalized us. And when somebody come that has our own DNA, we think, no, we don't believe you. We have people coming and stealing 51 million US from us, putting us in debt for over billions of dollars. And all we have to do is just to give that one person stay. Grenada, if he walks out and he's no good, I know we are quite capable of kicking him back from where he comes from. And it seems that we are questioning him, that we do not trust him because he's coming from Africa. So he must be lying. Why did he come here? This is where they should come. If I have to be running away, I shouldn't be running away to America or England. I should be running to the motherland. I should be running to where people look like me, where I will be treated, where they will welcome me in. When you go to Africa, Africans are nice people. They welcome you in. But the reason why lots of people do not like Africa? Because they are smart. Africans are very, very, very smart people. They're not docile like some of us in the Caribbean. They're very, very smart people.
Well, certainly, the issue. I don't know if the legalities of the situation with this gentleman seeking asylum, whatever race had to do with it, whatever suspicion and our self-esteem issues and whatever else psychological issues that we have as Black people that would have impacted on how they were treated, and particularly Abdul Aziz, or Aziz Abdul. At the end of the day, what I am interested in is the procedures and the processes. That's what I'm interested in, whether or not the correct procedures and processes are being followed in order to make things right for this gentleman. No, I don't believe he should have been held for 11 months on that immigration violation charge. A decision should have been made one way or the other. After the 11-day stay, he should have been brought to court and either deported or his case referred to the UN so they could have done what you say they have done now, which is grant him refugee status so that he could be protected by Grenada. Keeping him in prison all this time is certainly unacceptable. Maybe he fell through the cracks. I would not be surprised if he fell through the cracks. And in Grenada, it's not surprising that if he's been just dumped in the prison and people just forget all about him. That is possible in our system that has so many malfunctions. But at the end of the day, now we have the Grenada government defying the UN and saying, no, they're not going to let him out. Now, with Grenada dealing with an organization like the UN, one would want to believe that they certainly have grounds for defying the UN's order to grant him to allow him out of the prison.
Karisha, I have a cousin that stole some potato. I have a cousin of mine that stole some potatoes. No, listen, I have a cousin. Karisha, I have a cousin of mine that stole some potatoes and they put him in prison for 3 years. There are people that walk away with 51 million US and we are still investigating. Maybe the judges and them that we have that will put Grenadians in prison. I'm not saying anybody should go and steal, but stealing coconuts. Maybe we should get them to investigate. All these people are taking our money and running away with it. Maybe we should be worrying about. No, hang on, let me finish. We should be worrying about.
You are right. Everything needs to be investigated. All wrong is wrong and all right is right. Okay.
The people, the Grenadians now.
And we need to invest, and we need to investigate everything. The millions of dollars that have disappeared. The gentleman from Ghana who was ended up all the way in the Southern Caribbean after going through several countries, convincing the UN that he is actually running for his life from Ghana. All of it. Is he following the right procedure to be let out of prison? Can he be let out of prison? Of course.
Well, I'm happy to take him in. The day he's let out, he has a home. And you know something? While they're at it, all the foreign employers that is taking Grenadian money for NIS and is not paying for it, I hope they go and arrest them. And I hope Grenadians, tell them, Grenadians, that you out there, if you want me to come with you and stand up in front of their business, I will come along with you and let it pay you your money so you could go and pay your NIS with it. That's where they should start, right? The people that is oppressing us in our own country, that's where the investigation should start. We have enough people oppressing us here rather than worrying about somebody that's running for their life or seeking asylum. As I said, I will take him on. I don't need the Grenada government or anybody to help him out financially. I will give him a roof over his head and I would give him money until he is sorted out. So no, it's not going. Let us worry now about the Grenadians that are paying the NIS, that walking up and down, that the foreigners are coming, opening big restaurants, refusing to pay. Where is all the people in the Ministry of Labor? They should have all people now going out and getting this money from these people and them and putting them, because now we can do with this money in our economy. Not these people coming here abusing our people, right? We've been abused enough. We are tired. That's why I say Grenadian hasn't got the strength to fight. You know, but I will go. Any one of you out there that has any of this.
They don't have the strength to fight, but they certainly have the strength to jump on those buses with those T-shirts and head up to Pearls and dance their lives away and and enjoy themselves and vote people in who won't even bother to do anything about all these people who you say are paying the NIS so that their benefits can be secured. The bottom line is that a lot of these things have to do with government oversight. A lot of these things can be there are rules in place for regulating all of these things. The employers who don't pay, and all of those things. There are regulations and rules in place, and the oversight is in the seat of government. And so, if the people that they support, no matter what color, no matter what party, okay, because the various parties win the seat of government from time to time, and if people are just willing to let things go to hell in a handbasket after election, then they are the only ones who can fix their problem. It doesn't matter how much
things are changing. Things are changing. People are changing. You could see what happening. The younger generation is not moo like the older ones. And people realize now it's about surviving. When you have people going to get a little bit of land that our ancestors has died for, they're getting sexually molested. You have our bus drivers that have big bank loan to pay.
I bet you in the next election, that woman who was sexually assaulted because she wanted a piece of land is going to be wearing a green T-shirt and singing "Keep Moving," because I'm sure by now they probably gave her a piece of land by now, and she's going to be so grateful for this piece of land that she's probably not going to remember that she was sexually abused by somebody from a political party that she went to for help. So.
You know something, we are going to get there. I have 100% confidence, right, in my people. We are very good people. Everywhere you go, anybody come from over the world, they will tell you that we as Grenadians, we are nice people. And that's why it hurts me sometimes when I see what people have to go through. And the Grenadian is like a battered woman, just grinding everything, not saying anything, just grinding it and just going on with it, not saying anything, just whatever thrown at her.
But why is it that we can only be nice people when some white tourist comes here, somebody with a foreign accent comes here, somebody who is throwing around a few dollars comes here? Why is it this is the only time that we have to grovel and smile and be nice? Why can't we just be nice? If we're nice to one another,
Because it's a slave mentality. It's a slave mentality. People has been, you know, been oppressed. When you come, we live in a place like America or England. The fittest survive. Lots of people in these places suffer with mental health problem. If you go in, you know, in the prisons, our men, it's like a business jailing them. I know I saw something today where a black guy commit a crime, a white one commit one. I think I showed you the white guy got 2 years, the black guy got 26 years. You know, and sometimes, you know, we walk around with a lot of pain, you know, because sometimes it's on the hands of our own people. We walk around with a lot of pain. England, Europe is closing the border, you know, for our people. Or what you saying, they are drowning in sea, pregnant women, you know. I will take them all in. I'll take in as much as I can, you know, because these people coming in, I don't think they will treat us the same way some of these foreigners are coming in and treating our women. You know, I don't think an African man coming in would treat us that way, leaving us with the babies to look after, going back to the country. You're hearing the things of young girls walking in some of the shops and them, how the men are touching them up, you know, and things like that. You know, but you know something, we will overcome. I know we will overcome, and you know, I will always stand up. You know, as I say,
Okay,
prejudice.
and Kitaka is actually giving me the signal. It's wrap up time. So certainly I hope that everything works out with Abdul Aziz. He does have a genuine case as a refugee, that all is done to secure his freedom, and that he can live a life of comfort without fear of persecution in any country. This is, you know, for the sake of humanity, this is certainly what I would wish for him. And of course, you know, Lionel Thibault, whose situation is almost normalized by now and has been living in Grenada for the past several weeks. And certainly, you know, our black brothers facing difficulty is always a painful thing. But outside of that pain, the issue of following rules and regulations is a whole other issue. And unfortunately, from where I sit as a journalist, encouraging or wanting the violation of rules and regulations is something that I cannot do. Maybe it has to do with saving somebody's life. That's a different story. But I certainly hope that things work out for the gentleman in a way that he deserves for it to work out for him. And I hope that your wonderful Grenadian people begin to stand up for themselves and stop going belly up all the time, except when they face their own brothers and sisters, and then they become feisty and vicious, and they have all the strength in the world to fight.
I have 100%. I always say people may think we are docile, but when we decide to stand up and fight, we will stand up and fight. You know, and I am, you know, we will stand up and fight. And as I said, I am there. The government, I'm not relying on the government to look after any of these young men. You know, I will take on the responsibility to do it.
And that's all the time we have for the program tonight. We'll be back later on in the week with more hot topics. I believe we're going to have Lionel Thibault on our next program. It's a program that everyone should look forward to. We will be hearing from Lionel Thibault for the first time since he was released from custody at the Central Police Station a few weeks ago. About 2 months ago, he was released in the midst of the coronavirus crisis. Information came that he was being held at the police station for more than a month, and action was taken. Miss McQueen was in the middle of that, very instrumental in winning Thibault's freedom for him. So Thibault is going to be a guest on our program to talk about how he's adjusting to life in Grenada and to talk about his journey running from persecution. As you know, Thibaut is from Cameroon, and in Cameroon, there is the Anglophone crisis, that is civil war that is going on in that country and affecting thousands of people in Cameroon. And so certainly his country being a hot spot, he did want to escape, and he was able to escape to Grenada. Now, as far as Ghana is concerned, I'm not sure what the situation is right now in Ghana that would cause somebody to be running for their life. But this is something I have to find out as well. What's the hot issue in Ghana that would have made Mr. Aziz run for his life almost a year ago from Ghana? So thank you everybody for being on. Atra is back reminding you that as the government has decided to open up the country, we are going to be at risk yet again. Our risk factor for COVID-19 is about to increase greatly because the government is opening up the country. So you're gonna have to be very devoted in terms of following the protocols, and part of that is wearing your mask and your goggles if you have them to cover your eyes. Although Archer is a little bit extreme with wearing the goggles. So bye everybody, and we'll see you on the next program.
Hi.